Let's rewind back to the early 2000s. The gaming world was going through a massive transformation. The console war between Nintendo, Sega, and Sony was heating up. Sony's very first PlayStation, released in 1994, had already been a massive hit, but everyone was asking the same question. Could Sony keep this momentum going? The answer arrived in the year 2000 with the launch of the PlayStation 2. It wasn't just a console, it became the best-selling video game system in history. But this success didn't happen by accident. Let's dive into the story of the PS2, its rise, its struggles, and how it became a true legend of gaming. The hype before launch, the win. Sony announced the PlayStation 2, the excitement was off the charts. The original PlayStation had sold over 100 million units, and fans were eager to see what the next generation would bring. Sony pitched the PS2 as more than just a game console. It was marketed as the centerpiece of home entertainment. Not only could you play games, but you could also watch DVDs, listen to music, and even connect to the internet later on. Back then, DVD players were still expensive. The PS2's ability to play DVDs at a relatively low price made it an absolute bargain. In fact, many people bought the console just to use it as a DVD player, and gaming came as a bonus. This clever move gave Sony a massive advantage from day one. The launch on March 4th, 2000, the PS2 launched in Japan, followed by North America and Europe later that year. The demand was insane. Stores sold out immediately, and people lined up for hours hoping to get one. It was so popular that resellers were charging double or even triple the retail price. From the very beginning, the PlayStation 2 was the most wanted piece of tech in the world. The hardware, power, and controversy. For its time, the PS2 was an absolute beast. Its custom Emotion Engine processor allowed for realistic animations and physics. The graphics were a huge leap forward compared to the original PlayStation, and most importantly, it had backward compatibility. You could play your old PS1 games on it, making the upgrade easy and painless for millions of fans. There were even wild rumors that the PS2 was too powerful. Some governments worried its chips could be used for military purposes, and stories spread about people linking multiple PS2s together to create a makeshift supercomputer. Whether true or not, these rumors only added to the mystique of the console, the legendary game library. Of course, a console is only as good as its games, and the PlayStation 2 delivered one of the greatest libraries in gaming history. With over 4,000 titles released, there was something for everyone. Some of the most iconic include Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. These games revolutionized open-world gaming, especially San Andreas with its massive map and freedom became a cultural phenomenon. God of War and God of War. Brutal, cinematic, and epic. These games set a new standard for action-adventure titles. Shadow of the Colossus. More than just a game, it was art. Facing off against gigantic creatures in a lonely, emotional world created one of the most unforgettable experiences in gaming. Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater. Hideo Kojima blurred the line between games and cinema, proving that video games could tell complex, emotional stories. Final Fantasy X and 12. These JRPGs introduced millions of players worldwide to the genre. The story of Tidus and Yuna in Final Fantasy X is still one of the most beloved tales in gaming. Gran Turismo 3 and 4. They redefined racing games with unmatched realism and depth. Kingdom Hearts, a surprising but successful mix of Disney characters and Final Fantasy-style gameplay that captured the hearts of millions. Pro Evolution Soccer and FIFA series, especially PES. During the PS2 era, it became the ultimate football game, dominating living rooms everywhere. The sheer variety and quality of games made the PS2 the console for every kind of gamer. Sales records. The numbers speak for themselves. The PlayStation 2 sold over 155 million units worldwide. It remains the best-selling video game console of all time. Even more impressive, Sony kept producing the PS2 until 2013, 13 years after its release. Rival consoles couldn't keep up. Sega's Dreamcast, despite being innovative, was crushed by the PS2's momentum and was discontinued within 2 years. The original Xbox was powerful but lacked the massive game library. Nintendo's GameCube had great exclusives, but in terms of sales, it was no match for Sony's juggernaut. Features beyond gaming. The PS2 wasn't just about the games. It introduced several innovations. It turned millions of homes into DVD-powered entertainment centers. It offered online play with an internet adapter, paving the way for modern console multiplayer. Accessories like the iToy camera experimented with motion controls long before the Wii and Kinect. The legacy. The PlayStation 2 wasn't just a console, it was a cultural milestone. For many players, their first GTA, first Final Fantasy, or first football match happened on the PS2. Split-screen multiplayer sessions, memory cards full of save data, and all-nighters with friends defined a generation. It shaped the future of gaming franchises and raised the bar for what video games could be. To this day, Countless gamers remember the PS2 with nostalgia. It wasn't just about the games, it was about the memories, the friendships, and the impact it left on an entire era. Conclusion: in the end, the PlayStation 2 remains the king of consoles. Its incredible library, smart marketing, and cultural influence made it more than just hardware. It became a global phenomenon. The PS2 story isn't just about technology or sales, it's the story of a generation. And maybe that's why, even after all these years, no other console has been able to recreate the same magic. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming stories.